So I want to talk about Look Back. It's a one-off, like, short story by the author of Chainsaw Man. I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I don't know how to pronounce any of the characters' names in this series. Sorry about that, but I will go over what goes on in the series. So it's basically, I'll give you a little summary. It's basically about this girl who is naturally good at making, manga. Or not naturally good, but she makes manga, so she's kind of talented at it. She makes a 4-page uh, manga spread in their like school newspaper, and she's really good at it, and people praise her for it, and they're all like, "Oh, your stuff is so funny. Your stuff is so funny. Your stuff is so funny." And she does that for a while, and then that teacher comes up to her later and says, "Hey, there's this other character that wants to make. There's this other person that wants to make a manga and a manga spread, and he's gonna be next to yours in the school paper." But like, her whole thing was how she didn't try and she was making crap. She like didn't try and she was just it came easy to her and stuff. But the other person like tried really hard and their art was really great and amazing and incredible. And then people, when the paper came out and they saw the other guy's work, they said that his was better, and then it made her mad, so she tried harder. And there's a lot of like things about how she got better at doing art. She'd get like sketchbooks and stuff, and she was like really, really, really trying to like get good at making manga and getting better at art and stuff. And it was really kind of pissing her off that she was like that this person was so much better at something that she wasn't originally even trying to do, like, at all. And then she meets the person. Her name's like Fushia No, which is the girl main character's name. And Kitimo is the girl that's like talented at it. I don't even know if she's a girl, to be honest with you. I know the main character's a girl. But she goes over to give her like her diploma for graduating because she was like a shut-in person who can't leave their house for some reason and still passes. And she meets her, draws a little sketch of something, tells her to basically fuck off. And then she comes out and says, "Hey, you inspired me to make manga. You inspired me to do all this stuff. Like, I'm really proud. Like, you're my inspiration," in layman's terms. But like, that was it. And then you should just read it. I'm gonna go into more spoilers now. The neat girl goes to college to be a manga artist. Like, they make manga together for a while, and it's really good, and they're really talented. They start getting paid because one does the background, one does the story. They become really like popular and really good at what they're doing. And then the shut-in neat girl goes to college and gets stabbed or killed. And then the one girl has like, the one girl gives up. I think she gives up manga. I don't really remember, but she goes and makes more stories and stuff and comes back to it. And then there's like this whole thing where you see how the person died. And then there's a time where it didn't happen, or you think it didn't happen. And she goes to jail, and she's like, "Oh, there's like a timeline where it didn't happen, but where the other girl didn't die." And this seems like very much a story talking about like manga and how hard it is, and like, about the author's like story, kind of. That makes sense. Like, there's two different parts. Like, I feel like he really loves manga and loves drawing, but like also he like doesn't want to do it forever. And they like have like a Chainsaw Man like kickoff or knockoff in the series. And like the pressures of making manga and drawing every week, and you got to have all this stuff done, because it took the two of them a year to make like one manga. And I don't know, I really like this mangaka. Like, Chainsaw Man is one of my favorite series of all time. I've only read 11 volumes. I've only read the 11 volumes that like part 1. I haven't read any of part 2, but I love Chainsaw Man. So I was like, I'm going to get this. And I read it like immediately when I got it, cuz it's like only 150 pages or something like that. And let me tell you, it's really, really good. I highly recommend reading this. If you like the author, if you don't like the author, like his art is so good and like well detailed, and like there's panels where it's like no words are being said, but you like so much like story has been given in those panels that it's incredible, and I love it. He might be my favorite. I'm gonna get everything he writes, and I'm gonna make videos on everything he writes. But like, you feel like the passion this person goes through, and you feel the like emotions. He gets the emotions down perfectly, and how, you know, how hard it is to be a mangaka, and like how much pressure there is and stuff. And like, I don't know, it feels like a story about him and how, you know, there's all this pressure for him to draw and like do art and like succeed, because, you know, his art is gorgeous and he is a amazing storyteller, and he, you know, they talk about like how art school means absolutely nothing if you have like a good paying job. Like that was one line I was like, damn, that isn't actually true. And experience trumps all of that. And like the comic strips in it are pretty good. And it's such a good story. And you just feel for the characters in it. You feel for like the situations and the events and the like thing. And yeah, one of the main characters does die, and she still ends up drawing manga because she loves it. But like, there's a page where she's crying, and you feel the emotion in that panel so well, better than you could probably ever see like emotion in like, and it gets you so invested in the story and like what's going on and like everything. And like all the art is amazing. There's like a funeral scene that's so like touching, because you got to remember, this kid didn't go to school. Like, this person came and killed this person. And they talk about, you know, art school, like it's so easy and straight, and you understand what is going on, what is the purpose of this. And like one chose to go to art school and that one died, but the other one became a successful mangaka, successful, and they were successful beforehand, but like people really cared about stories in the background and how beautiful the art was and what was going on in the stories. And like, yeah, you need somebody to push you, but like, you have to be the one to make the decision to do this. You have to be the one to pursue this as a career and try and, you know, get better. And you are the only one who can make your dream come true. You're the only one who can have this experience happen, and, you know, do like, you shouldn't have to have somebody like push you to do it, but like, if that's what it takes to get you to point B, from point A to point B, then do it. Like, that is what I get from this story. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.